Hello everyone, welcome back to everything that I'm doing, and thank you if you just joining. This is the first live video I've been making in a while, and thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking the videos, thank you for watching the video, and I hope I can keep posting videos, making videos that it's helpful and that people find resourceful. Thank you so much. Today I'll be talking about something for those of us who are changing careers. For example, you studied microbiology, your first degree, and maybe your second degree, you're trying to go into a data related role. Or maybe you've done your master's in data science and artificial intelligence, or data analytics, business intelligence, business analysis. So if you're trying to pivot, change career, this is the channel for you. And today I'll be talking about something that I find that most people struggle with. And the topic for this video will be, why are you changing careers? And I always say this, that you always have to have a plan. If you're changing careers from what you were previously doing, maybe you were a teacher, a banker, you're trying to pivot into a data related role, the first question you should ask yourself as a person, as a professional, is why are you changing careers? Why do you want to pivot? Is it because the data related roles now are fanciful? Is it because people are rushing into it? Is it because, quote unquote, people call it tech bros and taxis and stuff like that? Is that why? What is your motivation? And to be very honest with you, these 6 words, why are you changing careers, that is all it takes to completely derail your data related roles interview, if you don't know how to answer it. And these are the questions that actually come up a lot while you interview for a job related role, a data related role, especially if you're someone who hasn't got a data background. These are the first questions the interviewer might actually ask you. Why are you changing roles? Why are you changing careers? Why do you feel the need that you need to move away from what you've been doing for years? And to be very honest with you, I've seen people with amazing portfolios, amazing experience, solid SQL skills, solid Python skills, great projects to showcase to interviewers, blow this entire interview because they fumbled this one question. And the one question, like I said, is why are you changing careers? And today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to answer this question. No fluff. I'm just going to present you what the framework to answer this question is, the words and the psychology behind why it works. Because apparently, as a person, you need to understand that this is a question that actually comes up a lot during interviews, and the reason why you need to answer it right. So here is what most people get wrong. They hear, oh, why are you changing careers? And in interview, and they start telling their life story, where they went to school, how they end up in marketing or teaching or nursing, and then this long winding explanation of how they found data analytics interesting and all that. That's not what they're asking you. I mean, the interviewer is interested to getting to know you, but I mean, that's not why they're asking you that question. When a hiring manager asks you this question, they have 3 concerns running through their mind. It's just 3. To be honest with you, the concerns they have running through their mind is just 3. The first question that comes to their head is, if you're pivoting from a career you've already known so much, what are you running from? And this is something that people don't really understand. They are only concerned with 3 questions. What are you running from? They are wondering if you got fired, if you ate your job, if this is just a panic move. They've seen it before. They are not just looking at your motivations and all. They are looking at your motivations. Why are you moving away from what you've known before? And this is a question that, like I said, most people actually struggle with this. And the second question is, if you're pivoting from a career now, if they hire you, what is the chances that you're going to stick around? What's the chances that tomorrow you are not going to say you want to become a lawyer? Or what's the chances that tomorrow you are not going to say, oh, I want to go back to being a nurse. I've always dreamed of being a nurse or a doctor. You know? And this is something, if you're going to bounce in 6 months, if you're going to walk away, if a company is hiring you, they are making an investment into you as a person, into you as a professional. So if the profit, if you're not going to stay long with the company, if you're not going to stay for a while with the company, well, how does you being hired benefit the company? And this is the big one. Do you actually know what the job is? Because, let me be real with you. A lot of career changers, forget that. A lot of career changers think, data analysis is just, making dashboards and pretty charts, like working on Excel. It's not. I mean, it's messy. It's messy data. You do a lot of cleaning. You do a lot of, if you're a data analyst, you're a data scientist, you do a lot of cleaning. In fact, most of your day-to-day job is cleaning, because most of the time data are messy. They don't come in the right format. They don't come in the format you can already analyze. So I believe if you understand these three concerns that interviewers have in their head, you are set up to actually answer the question correctly. Here is the right framework. We've set the background to understanding how to deal with the question when it comes up. So here is the framework I believe will work for everybody. You are not saying I want to leave marketing. You are not pivoting, you are not making you are not giving an excuse based on the job. You could say something like you discovered something about yourself, and that is, you've become analytical over time. You are looking at your day-to-day. You can pivot and say something about your day-to-day activity in your life, and the way data analysis, having to analyze your decisions, having to predict and preempt in circumstances. You could actually pivot to that and make a case around that. That will show the interviewer that you actually know your motivations are right, you actually know what you want, and you're actually in a good headspace to make very good decision. And this is anchored on something that is called self-awareness. This push on, self-awareness, it's still saying, I reflected on my career and I realized I want to go deeper. So, you were a teacher. Yeah, you just teach. But could you go deeper as a teacher? That's where data analysis come in. Because now, if you're a teacher, you are evaluating your teaching approach. You are looking at the pass rate of your students. You are looking at the failure rates or the rate of your students. And then you are investigating why some students fail, why some students pass. That is data analysis. So, this is more or less anchored on you reflecting on your person, on your career, and ensuring that you can make progress with that. Maybe sticking with the job, or actually pivoting with something deeper that gives you the chance to actually analyze the whys behind some situations. And if you say something like that, this is how it sounds. I enjoyed creative marketing, I enjoyed teaching, I enjoyed nursing, but I feel like I was only scratching the surface. I wanted to go deeper. That will present you as someone who is self-aware to the interviewer. And this is the part that separates you, from every other career changer who just talks a good game. Believe me, interviewers, hiring managers know where you're bluffing. They know where you're bluffing. They've been doing this for years. So apparently, you don't just want to sound like someone who have the core idea around the big words, the big grammars, the great terminologies used in data analysis or data-related roles. You want to be separated from the whole lot of people. You show your receipts. Over the past 8 months, you talk about instances where you have had to actually use this skill, these data-related skills that you are going to be using in the role. You could describe a situation in your life where you've had to analyze a few scenarios and make a better judgment. So, not just talking good game, being able to present real life example of that skill will actually help you. The words that kill you, let me tell you about the language trap. Because you can have the right structure, you can still blow it with wrong words. Your words matter. You have to be able to speak the right words, use the right terminology, so you do not blow it. The words that will end your interview. If you say something like, I want to escape, I've been in nurse for a while, the job is so tedious, I need to escape. If you say something like you're tired of, if you say something like you're stuck, if you say something like you hate your job. I remember I was doing a mock interview with a friend some times ago, and when I asked, why do you want to leave your job? The first thing she told me was, I feel stuck. Now, if you say that to a hiring manager during an interview, you've just blown the interview. Because you say maybe after a year or two at the job, you're going to feel stuck again. There's a chance that feeling you had that made you decide you want to leave your old job and you pivoting into a data role would happen again. And believe me, at some point, data-related roles become routine because you already know the processes. You have to clean messy data. You have to analyze. So it becomes like a day-to-day routine where a few instances will come up where something comes up that spices up the whole routine. But largely, it's going to be a routine kind of thing. And you have to be able to understand that right word, like I said, using the right word is really important, and that's where language evolution comes in. So instead of saying you stuck, instead of saying you're tired of your job, you can say something like, I discovered a passion for this science. I didn't know how I have it within me, but the past few months, the past 1 year, I've been analyzing some decisions, and I realized I've been knacked for this. You can say I realized, you can say I'm drawn to. You can say, oh, this is a natural evolution from what I used to do to a new thing. This will actually show some sort of transformation. You are still the same person, same situation, but you are transformed. And you before it's more or less like, oh, I'm tired of corporate politics in sales and marketing or in teaching. I want something more stable. You can say you can actually pivot it and use that your previous experience and as an advantage. Oh, I've been in sales for 10 years, I've got the experience. I discovered that I have a natural talent for spotting patterns in customer behavior, analyzing sales, analyzing profit margin and all that. It actually gives you an advantage when you frame this whole pivoting in a positive light. So that's the main answer. And now that you kind of understand the language evolution and what you should say and what you should not say, you've nailed the answer. What is next? What is next? What is next? When the interviewer comes up and asks you some follow-up questions like, oh, what if you don't like it as much as you think you do? What will you do? Now, this is where most people fail because the focus has been centered on saying the right things, but when that question, why are you changing careers, when it is followed up with something like, what if you don't like the job, what do you say? If you say, oh, I'm pretty sure I will like it, that tells them nothing. That provides no insight into your thoughts. You could say something like, oh, I've tested it, I've spent months doing real projects, including boring parts, cleaning messy data, debugging code for hours, dealing with data set that makes no sense, and I still love it. I also talk to working data analysts about their day-to-day job, including, the frustrations, the disappointment, and you are going into the role with your eyes open. It gives the interviewer the confidence that you are not just this person that is living on emotions, because you cannot make decisions on emotions. It has to be right. This is the way to handle that big questions when it happens in interview. I hope I've been able to provide a bit of clarity, and I hope this video actually helps you in making your decision, and when you are dealing with interviewers or hiring managers, you understand that you should frame your reason for leaving your current role, pivoting to a data related role in a positive light. And not just in a positive light, but be able to anchor your thoughts process, and your decision making based on real life scenario, based on experience that can be anchored in your previous role. It doesn't matter. I hope I've been able to provide some clarity around the big question. If you have any question, please leave your comments. My email is there. You can send me an email. I'll be here to provide clarity where it is needed. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for listening to me. Please click the subscribe button. Please put on a notification. I'll be dropping more videos very soon. Thank you so much, and God bless. See you next time.